Hey. Hope everyone's having a fantastic day. I want to make sure that our audio is working correctly and then we're going to get going. We have a very thorough session ahead of us. So, as you're coming in, let me know that you're here. And also, if you have any questions, please feel free to drop them down below. We're going to do a full breakdown, a full A to Z breakdown of how to actually launch your Facebook ads in real estate. So, how you're actually going to leverage Facebook ads to run to generate real estate leads, whether you're looking for buyers, for sellers, whether you're looking for any type of client. This is the tutorial for you. Again, we're going to go from A to Z all the way through. So if you've never run any Facebook ads in the past, no worry, you're going to be able to do that by the end of our session today. So as you're coming in, don't forget to ask any questions that you might have on your mind so we can address them as we get going. Again, we're not going to skip anything, just so you have a full breakdown of events. Now let's get going. Again, let's be thorough. All right, so at this point, what I'm going to assume are two things, and they're very, very simple things to do. So I want to make sure that you have those before we get going into the more technical components. Number one, that you have a Facebook personal account, so a personal Facebook account. Most of you already have that, so there's nothing that, let me go ahead and get back to me real quick. Number one is making sure that you have your personal Facebook account. Most of you already have that, so it's a given. You've had one since 2005, 2007, 2010, all that fun stuff. So most of you are going to have that already. If not, very simple to create one, so that's not going to slow you down. The second thing is creating a Facebook business page. So this is also something else that you most likely have. You have that understanding of creating your business page. And if you don't have one, it's very simple to create one, which is going to take you less than a minute to create one. Now it's going to take you longer to optimize it, and I actually do have a video that breaks it down as well. But for our purposes today, those are the two things that we need to have accomplished before you launch your ad. So again, have your personal account, your first personal Facebook account, and also have a business page. So you need a Facebook business page in order to launch your ad. So those are two things that I wanted to run by you before we get into the more advertising section of the actual video. So again, we're generating Facebook real estate leads using Facebook ads. If you have no knowledge of how to launch Facebook ads, no worries. This is the one video that's going to walk you all the way through. So up until this point, you're going to have those two things, your personal Facebook page and then your Facebook business page. Those are two different things. You cannot get a business page without your personal page. So just giving you a heads up. Once you do that, you need to establish a business manager. You need to create a business manager. So if you just go to business.facebook.com, it's going to take you to the business manager, but for good measure, if you type in business.facebook.com/overview, you're going to be at the exact screen that I'm in right now, which is your Facebook Business Manager. So this is a correct way of you launching your Facebook ads. Now, you may be running ads a little bit more directly, which I'm not trying to get too technical, but so you understand the differences, if you have not created Business Manager before and you have run ads, most likely you have boosted your Facebook post, which is not the best way of doing it. You're losing a lot of money that way. So you're probably launching ads through your personal ad account. So don't want to get too technical, but just understand that if you don't have a business manager account, now is a great time to do that. And several benefits to it. You are able to manage multiple ad accounts. That's a huge benefit. You're able to manage multiple pages. You're able to invite other people to work on your ad account. So it provides a different way of working with vendors, especially. So some of you are hiring some marketing companies to launch your ads, and you're giving your personal login account, which is not the wisest thing to do. So this kind of breaks through that, so you're able to launch your ads in a professional manner, and also you get the ability you get the ability of some additional features. I'll give you one example of an additional feature that people don't necessarily know about. Whenever you create your Facebook, business manager, you now have the ability of uploading your custom audience into sorry, I'm just trying to get to the other group that I'm going live on. Great tip. Bridget Hill. Bridget Hill's in the house. So I see her over on Facebook. Thanks so much. This is Bridget Hill, everybody. You have the ability of uploading your database onto Facebook and creating a custom audience. So that's a feature. So just giving you kind of a little bit of a backdrop of why you need to create a business manager, as opposed to just saying, do this because I told you so. It's not the great way of doing it. So again, just get to business.facebook.com/overview. And then you're going to see this big blue button that says create account. So you're going to go over and create the account. Now on to the next step. You're going to see something similar to this, which is the business settings with this particular business manager. But if you don't see it, don't worry. You've probably been funneled over to the business suite. Nothing wrong with that. So the business suite is something that Facebook released several months ago, which is a different interface, has some different features, has some additional publishing capabilities, has some different collaboration tools, which is fine. What we're doing right now is, if you were to have seen a business suite, all you have to do is go to the far left hand side, and towards the bottom, you're not going to see it here because this is the older version, and towards the bottom you're going to see business settings, and that's what you're going to click. So again, if you see what's up here, it's very grayed out, and it says up here towards the top left, you see business suite. Don't worry, you can get to the screen by just going to the far left hand side, scrolling down, and then going to the business settings, which is where we're at right now. The reason that I want to share with you this particular business manager is because here you can invite other people to collaborate on your entire account. So here I was invited as an admin for this particular account, so that's what I'm showing you now, which is step number 1. So if you have other members that are going to launch your Facebook ads, as an example, you can invite them specifically to the entire business manager account. That way they have some access that you give them. Now, there's 2 things that you need to take that you need to do outside of inviting other people that need to collaborate with you on your ads. Number 1 is giving people access to your pages, or giving yourself access to your pages, where here you're going to connect the actual business page. This is a business page. You're going to connect that business page to your business manager. So that has to be done whether you want to or not. It has to be done. And then you're going to create another ad account within this business manager, and you're going to give yourself access to it. So notice that my name is here on this ad account, and my name is here on this business page. So regardless of what you do, regardless of when you created this, you have to connect your Facebook business page, and then also create an ad account so you can launch your ads from here. And then you can, once you create your ad account, you can go ahead and input your credit card information. We're not going to go through that. I just want to show you what that looks like. So now, what have we just done? Your personal page, we already took it as a given that you already had a personal page. Your business page, we already took it as a given that you've already created your business page, which is very simple to do. I have several videos on this channel that actually show you how to do that. And I just shared with you your business account, the business account that you absolutely need to do. So your business manager account that you need to create if you're going to launch some ads. And then I shared with you the actual setup. So once you create that business manager account, make sure that you connect your pages, and also the ad account is created specifically from the page itself, from the business manager itself. So now you're going to see your account up there on the top left hand side that you've just created when you come back to the place where it all goes down, your ads manager. Now, How to get to this screen is very simple. All you have to do is go to business.facebook.com/ads manager, and you are here. You are ready to launch effective ads. And at the end, I'm going to share with you the exact ad copy that you can use to generate some sizable and meaningful results. Again, the goal is to generate leads. Real estate leads is what we're after, and we're leveraging Facebook ads in order to do that. If you've had no experience before on how to run ads, now you will. This is the only video that you'll need to watch in order to see how it's done. So as you're coming in, a like is going to go a long way. It's going to send out some notifications that we are on live here during this recording. And also, if you have any questions, please feel free to comment down below. Be happy to address any that come up. So let's go. All right, so what we're going to do is we're going to create a campaign. There's multiple campaign objectives that you can select from. There's actually 11 of them that you can select from. So a campaign objective is basically it's going to set things up on the back end to run the type of ad that you want. So there's different types of ads altogether. So awareness is meant to reach as many people as possible. So it's more of a branding. It's more of getting your name out there in a more just shotgun approach. From consideration is you are expecting some sort of action from the people that watch your ads or see your ads in some capacity, and conversion is more of the optimization. This is where you know generally what things are going to convert, how they're going to convert, and now you're just going to amplify them through a campaign called conversions. Generally, this is the makeup. Now, if you've never run any Facebook ads in the past, the two campaigns that I encourage you to run are either traffic campaign or lead generation campaign. If you have a website that you want to drive traffic to and that you feel comfortable with in terms of either a landing page or driving traffic to because there's actual value in your website, then I would suggest that you go with the traffic campaign, which also does give you an ability of launching what are called phone call ads. So people can call you directly, very similar like if you were running a Google ad where people would actually see your number and call you, you can do the same thing on Facebook. So if you have a website, you want to drive traffic to a website through a landing page that you've created, or a website that has the IDX connected, so you can have a safe search and people opt into that, I would suggest that you do a traffic campaign. Or if you don't really have too much of an online presence, your website isn't that robust, you don't have any landing pages to speak of, that's okay. Go with the lead generation campaign. That is a very simple way to get started with your advertising. Now, for our purposes today, what we're going to do is we're going to run a traffic campaign. It's the most globally adopted, it's the most versatile, it's the one that gets most of the features that are new on Facebook with their ads first. So as I mentioned to you, that whole call only type of a campaign where people could actually call you directly from here, the traffic campaign was the first type of campaign objective that received that type of advertising, or that functionality. So we're going to click on traffic, and you can name it ahead of time. So just to understand that my naming convention, I like to put the type of campaign first and then the ad that I'm going to run. So I'm just going to put ad because I don't remember what ad I already have queued up for us, so I'm just going to leave it at that. The ad set, I'm just going to call it traf, and I'm going to put no interest. You're going to see why I'm doing this in 2 seconds. And then I'm going to put ad there, and then in the actual ad I'm going to do no interest as well, and then put ad. You'll see why I do this in a little bit. All right, so we're going to continue. All right, so we've set up the shell. As you can see here, I have the campaign, the ad set, and then the ad. The campaign, the ad set, and then the ad. Now, given that we are launching a Facebook ad specifically for real estate leads, so trying to generate real estate leads, whether that's for sellers, that's for buyers, you have to select that you're running an ad within the special ad category. So we're going to go to housing. Now, if you're running anything that had to do with credit, housing, employment, social issues, elections, or politics, then you do have to select this type of category. What it does is it limits your your filters on the ad set level, and also gives you some specific requirements on your ad itself. And we'll talk through it here in a little bit. But just understand that regardless if you're advertising yourself as use me as your realtor, or you're advertising properties, or you're advertising anything that has to do with real estate, regardless of how inconsequential you think it is, it has to go under housing, or else your ads are going to continue to get denied. So that happens a lot. So avoid that. So housing, just select it and move on with your day. A/B testing, we're not going to do A/B testing. I don't really like doing that with Facebook. You can look at this feature if you want, but we don't do that all that often here. Campaign budget optimization. So if I select campaign budget optimization right now, what I'm giving Facebook the authority to do is funnel the budget to all of the ads or all the ad sets that Facebook wants. So as an example, if I create a campaign and I say I want to spend these $20 per day, and I create multiple ad sets, so I'm split testing multiple ad sets, so multiple targeting or multiple ads themselves, what I'm doing here by me toggling this switch on, I'm saying, Facebook, you go ahead and allocate these $20 like you deem fit, like you want. So that's what I do by toggling the budget there. I don't typically do that. So I'll untoggle it so you can see what happens if I leave this off. I'm going to go to next. As you're coming in, any questions are welcome. If you had a real estate marketing agency, what kind of ads would you run for your realtor clients? Keep in mind, you want it to be scalable. I guess you have a marketing agency, Michael. Good for you. Good for you. Well, I would run any ads that that are going to work in the specific region. So if you do you can do a price drop ad, you can do a just listed ad, you can do new construction ad, you can do all types of ads. You're going to see one example today, by the way. So you're going to share with you an actual ad copy. And if you watch some other videos in my channel, I actually give these ads away. So you don't really have to guess. Great question, though. All right, so the ad set. So the ad set, what we do at the ad set level is choose who we want to see our ads and where. So we choose geographically where we want the ads to show. We choose what interest people, the people that have certain interests, what interests they have, so we can target those people. And then also we select where on Facebook we want to show them. So this is the ad set level. So we're going to keep the traffic source going to our website. So again, that's where we wanted to send our audience, our people that watch our ads. Not going to worry about dynamic creative. Not going to worry about the offer. And then you see here, I now have that daily budget again. I have that ability of selecting the budget from here, which you saw that at the campaign level. Had I selected the campaign option, then this option wouldn't be highlighted for me today. So we're going to keep going, and we want the start date to be right now. The end date, we're not going to select anything. If you wanted to start and stop whenever you wanted, you'd have to go to lifetime budget and then go to show me more options. So some of you want to launch the ads from Monday through Friday from 8 to 5. You would have to select lifetime budget and then show options, and then select what days and what times you want your ads to show. That's how you're able to do that. All right, so what we're going to do now is remember that custom audience that I told you about earlier of the reason you're creating a business manager is to be structured correctly and invite collaboration, limit your liability by creating multiple ad accounts. And you also have some additional functionality. That additional functionality can be called back right here through a custom audience. So you can you can have your database and upload it onto Facebook to create a custom audience and only advertise to the people that Facebook finds within your database. So it's going to use their name, it's going to use their phone number, it's going to use their email, it's going to use their location, it's going to use any identifiers it possibly can to find the right Jaime Resendiz that you uploaded for your custom audience. Now it is here where I call that custom audience back out. So if I had a custom audience, I could call them out here. If I had a special ad category audience, I could do that here. But just to keep things going, I don't want to confuse you. I want to reduce any friction that you possibly had in launching these ads. We're going to keep going. Now, what we are going to do is we're going to select where we want to advertise. So we're going to advertise in Dallas for today. Now, notice two things real quick. Up here on the locations, we get to select people living in or recently in, people living in this, people recently in, and people traveling in this location. So I'll give you a couple of seconds for you to read through that, but effectively what you're doing is, if you're trying to advertise people that are actually living in the area and are not advertising the people that are recently in the area, you want to go with living in. So you want to the people that actually live in this area, so the inhabitants, the people that actually live in this spot. Now notice one big difference here as well. We had to select under the special ad category. That's what we had to select. So what we need to do now is, nothing that you can do about this is, one big difference that happened when you selected the special ad category was that now your medium or your minimum radius is 15 miles. Had you not selected the special ad category, it would be 10 miles. And in fact, you could get down to 1 mile. However, that is not possible with housing ads. That's not possible under a special ad category. So you have to start with the 15-mile radius and then move forward. Now, another big difference is age. Anybody 18 and above is game to see your ads. So you see over here, there's 2.6 million people in this 15-mile radius. Gender, you can't select between men or women. That is already baked in the cake. Now, you are also not able to select demographics or behaviors, but you are able to select based off of interest. So that means that people that are interested in companies like Zillow, as an example, that have engaged with their Facebook business page, that have engaged with them in some capacity, whether that's post, whether that's interest, whether that's like, whether that's follow, what have you, you see that went down from over 2 million to 380. These are interests. That's what the users on Facebook are interested in. That is as far as filters, that's really the only filter that you have left, the interests. So you were able to go down to 1 mile radius. At once you were able to select the ages. At once you were able to select demographics, meaning who they were, if they were parents, if they were homeowners, if they were X, Y, and Z. That's no longer the case. And the reason being is because of the special ad category. Because Facebook was getting sued left and right, and there was a lot of fair housing issues that came up and privacy issues that came up. So this was a remedy for Facebook, that they restricted any type of filters that could be seen as discriminatory. That's the backdrop, just so you know. So if somebody asks you at your next party, at your next event, hey, why was the special ad category introduced? You can tell them and sound incredibly wise. Of course, no one's going to ask you that, but just so you know why we do the things that we do. Anyway, so I'm going to X out of this because I want my naming convention to be right. So really, that's the only naming convention that I do. I know where I'm generally going to market depending on my market. So my market happens to be Dallas-Fort Worth. So I know where I'm going to market most of the time. So I don't need to call that out in my mind. The reason that I put no interest is because I like to split test the interest. So I like to split test between Zillow, between Trulia, between first time home buyer grant, between what do you call the other one? Investment, real estate, first time home buyer, all these interests that come up. All right, so as I mentioned, you're able to select geographically where you want to advertise. We just saw that. I mentioned you're able to select the targeting, so people what people are interested in, and that's done right here. But we also talked about the other thing that you could do at the ad set level, which was selecting where you want your ads to show up on Facebook. Every single month, basically, it just seems like they've added another place to market. So as you can see here, you have all the places that you can market. So these are placements where they'll show up on Facebook. So on our news feed, whenever we log in, that's our news feed. You can also advertise on Instagram. You can advertise on Facebook Marketplace, on the video feeds, on the right column, on Internet Explorer, Internet Shop, all this fun stuff. So you see on all stories, and the newest one is actually Instagram Reels. But that's a story for another day. I actually have a video on how to advertise on Instagram Reels. So if you want to check that out, it's on the channel. But just giving you all the different placements that you can advertise. What if you're going to advertise on Facebook, to save your money, just go with Facebook newsfeed. This is one of those things that you can actually split test down the road as you get more familiar with advertising, especially on Facebook. But to start out, and how you're gonna, how you're gonna maximize your time here on Facebook ads, just start out with Facebook newsfeed, and don't worry about the marketplace for now. Don't worry about video feeds. Don't worry about the right column, because there's different experiences, there's different expectations from those users that are on Facebook Marketplace. As an example, your messaging needs to be different, your dimensions of your ad need to be different. So we're not going to worry about that right now. You're going to be very well served by using the main news feed and then some. So what we're going to do is we're going to keep going. So you see optimization, you can do optimize for landing pages, link clicks, impressions, daily unique view, and you can read the differences. So here is, we'll deliver your ads to people who are more likely to click on your ads link and check this out and load the website. So people are actually going to follow through and wait for the load. That's where you're going to want to optimize for. You don't want to just get the clicks. You're not in the business of getting clicks, because they could click on they could be habitual link clickers, but they don't take any action. So landing pages is what you're optimizing for. All right, so this is all based off of the campaign objective that we selected, which is a traffic campaign. Now, if we were running a lead generation campaign, something else would be highlighted, something else would be optimized, which would be leads. So that's going to change as you change a different campaign objective. So now that we're at the ad level, think of it this way. This is what's going to show up to your audience. So this is the actual ad that your buyers and sellers are going to see. What we've set up is the objective. What was our objective with this campaign? Was it to run a video? Was it to run a YouTube? A video ad? Well, we just selected video views. Was it to send people to our Facebook Messenger so they can interact that way, or embed a bot? Well, we would have run a messages campaign. If we wanted to send people to a landing page within Facebook because we don't have a online presence, then we would run a lead generation campaign. That's what's going on. Hey Shay, I'm on the Agently trial right now. Do you make Instagram ads also, or Facebook? Thanks in advance. We're focused on Facebook right now. We are Instagram ads are on our roadmap, but we need one big release here upcoming. We're getting ready to make a huge announcement there and a huge partnership before we get into the Instagram side. But yeah, Instagram ads is in our roadmap. Now, what Shay is alluding to is Agently. Agently is a software company that I'm an owner in, which does all of this for you. So this is just so you know that we've that's what we have, and also it includes a lot of ad copies and all that fun stuff. So I'll link it down below so you can check it out. That's a phenomenal platform that we've leveraged from here. And I mean, I absolutely encourage you to learn everything here on the back end. However, I understand time is precious. I understand that from my agency side, we can only limit the amount of people that we bring in just because of the size that I want to keep the agency. So that's where the Agently platform comes into play. So it's a way for you to do the done for you model, meaning where Agently will actually launch your ads for you with about 2 clicks and you're off to the races. Now, thank you for bringing that up, because it allows me an opportunity to share a little bit more about why we did that. But let's get through through the A to Z of this Facebook ads. Makes sense. Thanks. So far, I really like the content, so I should be joining fully. I love it. So yeah, Agently is like no other platform you've ever seen. It has personalized social media templates. We have over 500 of those, so you can let go of your Canva or your VA. Well, I can't really share that right now because there's a big announcement scheduled for that, so I don't want to break our stride there. It writes your property descriptions using artificial intelligence. We use artificial intelligence to enhance the images that you have on your listing photos. It launches your Facebook ads for buyers, for sellers. It promotes your listings and all that fun stuff. So that's a little bit about Agently, but let's get going. You're going to select the Facebook page that you want to market from. So this is the very important part that you cannot forget originally. So remember, at our business settings, I advised you, I encouraged you, and directed you to connect your Facebook business page. That's why you need to do that here, because if you were to try to run your ads directly, you're going to be frustrated because there's going to be no Facebook page there because you haven't connected one to your ad account, to your business manager. So some of the comments that I get in other videos is, I don't see my Facebook business page. Well, you did not make that connection at the business manager account, and that's why you're not seeing it there. So there's a little pro tip. So if at your next party, if somebody's asking, I'm trying to run ads, but I cannot see my Facebook business page, you can let them know why. No one's going to ask you that, but that's just my go-to example. All right, now you're going to create your ad campaign. You can select a single image. You can select a carousel or a collection. So single image or video is pretty standard. Every single ad that you run is going to have two components. It's going to need some text. It's going to need what's called ad copy, and it's going to need an image or a video. So it needs something visual to market. Regardless of any type of ad that you run, it needs to have those two components. It needs to have text, and it needs to have a visual component, whether that's a video, whether that's an image. It has to have those. So here, we can select a carousel, and what that does is it gives us multiple cards down here. So we can select multiple headlines, include multiple images, multiple descriptions, so you kind of see what it looks like over here, right over here. So this is another card, so you can have different various messages. This works incredibly well if you're advertising new construction, so new builds, so including different models that are available all day long. That's what I do with my builder clients, that a lot of them you're gonna recognize if I were to tell you their names. So I'm just gonna avoid that part. I don't think our NDAs have that, but I'm not trying to come out here and get sued. I'm not trying to come out here and get sued because I'm flexing or anything. All right, so we're gonna leave it on single image, and this is where you're gonna add the media. So again, mention that a visual component, so it's either an image or a video. This is where you would add that. So I'm just gonna add an image, and for our purposes today, any one of these is gonna do fine. Let's go with this one. You can do the 1-to-1, or you can do the original. I really like the 1-to-1, except it has to be the right picture. As you can see here, it's already cropped out. So whenever you're taking pictures, make sure you step away so then you can get that 1-to-1. So you can see right here with this image that was shared, it was shot too close up. So we need a little bit of framing help, so then you can include more dead space, so then when you zoom in on the 1-to-1, it shows up great. This one unfortunately was not great, so we're going to leave it on the original. You can allow enhancements. This is a new feature that happens. So when you go to allow enhancements, it's basically going to put a little bit more color in it or brighten it up. It's effectively what they're doing. So I'll allow enhancements. It's really not going to do too much. And now we get to the actual ad copy. Now, if you had a video, you could have the video up here as well. But now we get to the ad copy. I promised you ad copy at the beginning of the video. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to run the price drop ad. You can copy this straight from the screen, or if you want the entire breakdown on how to actually convert these price drop ads. Actually, let's do this. No, forget that offer. If you're interested in this price drop ad, because there was a comment made earlier about the ads, I'll give you the price drop ad, I'll give you the just listed ad, and I'll give you the new construction ad. I'll give you those 3 ad copies if you email me at admin@jaimeresendiz.com. So admin, so ADMIN at JaimeResendiz.com. If you're wondering how to spell that, it's the channel name. So there you go. Just send an email to admin at JaimeResendiz.com, and then in the subject, very important, put 3 ad copies so I can let our admin team know what to send you. Let's see. Well, I'll just remember once this live stream's over to do that for you. So yeah, just send an email if you want those additional ad copies. Happy to send them over to you. The ad copy. Now, if you have any questions, please feel free to drop them down below. This is, again, what the user is going to see, the price drop ad, which is getting ready to be used en masse. So price drop on blank home for sale. So price drop on Dallas home for sale, and then highlight a unique feature to the property. So if the property has a renovated kitchen, let people know. If the property backs up to a green belt, so there's no homes behind, let people know. If it has a lakefront view, let people know. So highlight a unique feature. You maybe think, well, it's just a standard house. Find something unique about the listing. It doesn't matter if it's 3-bed, 2-bath, and as cookie cutter as it comes. Find something unique about the property that's going to sell it. Now, and click learn more for, and then what you promised to give them. So the lead magnet here with the price drop ad is the actual information on the home. So here it's going to be click learn more for price, photos, virtual tour, and location. So there are 4 things that you can offer in the click learn more. Headline, huge price drop. Will not last. Now, if you want to do some split testing through your ad copy, you can add options right here. So you get up to 5 options of various ad copies. If you want to say the same thing in a different way and split test it that way, you can do it that way. Headline, same thing. So I'll hover over it so you can see. Add up to 5 options for primary text, headline, and description. Will show people the combination they're most likely to respond to. So that's not a bad gig. Facebook is trying to help you out because Facebook wants more money. All right, so the destination. The website's where we're sending them. You can create a Facebook event and have people register there or sign up for the event there, depending on how you set up the Facebook event. And this is the feature that I was telling you about. You can do a call only type of ad, where if you click phone call, you're going to give people the call now option. So people will actually call you with your phone number right there. So it's a very cool way of launching your ad. Now, your website, we're going to leave it on website, and I'm just going to leave my website right there, just so you kind of see what it's going to look like. And as far as call to action, 100% of the time I use learn more unless I'm running the phone call option. But then once you get down here, make sure that you have your tracking set up. So if you haven't installed your Facebook Pixel, I encourage you to go and do that. I have another video that shows you how to get that installed on your website, especially since you're driving traffic over to that. And then all that's left is hitting publish. Once you hit publish, it's going to launch the ad. It's going to take a couple of, depending on when you launch the ad and how much experience you have with launching ads before, it could take a couple of minutes to get approved, or it could take several hours to get approved. Now, in the event that your ad does not get approved, with this ad copy, you're going to have 0 issues. But in the event that your ad copy, or I'm sorry, that your ad overall does not get approved, is because of those additional requirements that the special ad category is giving to the people that are running ads for the housing ads. So if you're calling out any income claims, if you're making any income claims, if you're calling out specific protected classes, if you will, or if you're trying to be discriminatory in any way, Facebook will find that. So it'll reject your ad. So do the best that you can to stay within Facebook's guidelines. You get enough strikes, you are going to get deleted and banned from using your Facebook ad account altogether, not just your ads. So if you have any questions, please feel free to reach out, comment down below, and also hit that like button. I did notice when I was looking at my analytics that 79% of you that watch the content are not subscribed to the channel. Let's fix that. Please, 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 let's fix that. If you're finding value, please make sure to hit that subscribe button because it's going to really help out the channel. So when we do go on live, the notifications go out. If I can be of service now or in the future, please feel free to let me know. I'll talk to